time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Never have I been more excited for a game 1 and a game 7 on the same day. That is right, Sports Day. So excited. We're starting early, 9 o'clock. And if you know myself, Dan Day, and my cousin, Vladimir, we don't like getting up early because we stay up late. We also work a lot on the weekends. But man, I'm so excited. I'm equally excited for a game 1 as I am for a game 7. So rarely does it happen, but you got to be stoked up. You got to be fired up. You have to feel good. The rivalry is renewed. And if you're saying, yeah, what type of rivalry? Heat, Knicks. Oh, yeah, ESPN on SportsCenter last night talked about it nonstop. They showed the fights. They showed the craziness. They showed everything that's going to happen. You know Jimmy's going to be talking that talk. I don't know. Julius Randle may not be talking that talk. He's got an ankle issue. Jalen Brunson going to be wiping his nose left and right. It is going to be a backyard brawl. And that's just game 1. That's just the appetizer. Because we got game 7 tonight. Panthers, Bruins, maybe the greatest regular season team of all time in NHL history, and maybe the worst regular season playoff team in NHL history, the Panthers. They have been frustrating all year, but in true Panthers fashion, they're going to game 7. Right when you think they're gone, they pull you back in. Vlad, I know you're super stoked about this game 1 and game 7. No doubt you've got your Knicks winning all the games and all that stuff. But you have to be stoked up about the 2 games we're seeing today, whether it's a game 1, whether it is a game 7. I'm not going to ask you how you think this thing is going to play out because I know you already have the Knicks. And you know what? I got the Panthers because why not? Both South Florida teams going as the 8th seed, taking on the 1 seed, taking on the best teams in the league. Heat, Panthers, both getting a win. South Florida, we win once again. Vlad, tell me I'm wrong. I got up early for this? For this? I got up for this? So at 11:45, we're going to get preheat started. We're going to have the Heat game, and then we're going to have the Panthers game. Panthers going to be starting at 6:30. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 5:30. The puck is going to drop at 6:30. Don't worry, Vlad and I will be here the whole time. Maybe not on the radio, but doing some type of work because that's what we do on the weekends. All we do is we just work. Doesn't matter about our personal lives because there's no point in that. We just sit here and rock out. So thank you so much for joining us. If you are up this early, and you know, Vlad, you've lived in other parts of the country. I know you lived in Los Angeles. You're originally from New York. You lived here in South Florida. Have you lived anywhere else? Yeah. So I'm a New Orleans guy, but you know, I went to LSU, went to Wisconsin, lived in Madison, Wisconsin, lived in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, lived in Palm Springs, California, lived here. No one gets up later than South Florida. Man, everywhere else in the world, everyone gets business done from 5 a.m. to noon, and the rest of the day they kind of take off. South Florida, total opposite. Everyone gets up around 10, 11, 12, and gets their business done around noon. So 9 a.m., this is what you call not just early, but early here in South Florida. I've never been to a place in the world that the coffee shops don't open until 7 a.m. I go to coffee shops like in my neighborhood in North Beach, represent, and I'm like, oh, what time are you open tomorrow? Because I got to get up like 5. I need some coffee. Oh, we're not going to be up until 7. Like, it's 7 o'clock. That's great. What's going on? I do know Dunkin' Donuts, and you know you're an East Coaster, so you love Dunkin' Donuts. They do open at like 4 or 5 around here. I don't know. That time, the only time I'm ever up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning is if I'm coming to work with Joe Rose. And much respect to Joe Rose. For years, he has gotten up at whatever time in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, going to Dunkin' Donuts and come to work. Whew, great job by him. When he gets up, I'm going to bed. Last night, I shut it down, let's see, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I had to watch Sports Center. I had to watch, for some reason, I had to watch hockey. Two teams, the Kings losing. I had to sit around and watch that. I don't know why I was watching that, but you do what you gotta do. So much appreciation to everyone that's joining us right now. Got my man Jonathan. He's joining us on the YouTube Live. We got Twitch Live. We got 56 WQAM. And of course, we have
too early. Too damn early.
We've got a lot to do today.
What? Really? In a short time? Man, come on, man.
No, let's get to these headlines real quick. They are brought to you by New Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford. We know trucks. You've already heard it. One word, one number. Straight to the heart. Panthers, Bruins, Game 7 tonight. The puck drops at 6:30. Pregame at 5:30. Oh, that train is going to be so quiet tonight in Boston with all those people. And look, we already know Boston people are salty. Their lives aren't that great. Outside of their sports teams winning a lot of times, Patriots. Well, the Celtics haven't won that much. Red Sox, whatever.
They're always competing, man.
But they're always angry. I had a friend that lived in Boston. He was like, dude, you can't ride a train after a sporting event because the people are just jerks. They're going to be so nasty today because the Panthers are going to ruin their dream season. Vlad, I know you don't agree, but you got to feel as though there's a shot. There's a shot that this could happen. Anything?
Of course there's a shot. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying that they're losing because every time I say they lose, they win. So that's what, like I said, I'm saying that they're losing because every time I've said that they were going to win. I mean, every time I say they're going to lose, they win. They've won. So, absolutely. So, we're going to, and the universe doesn't listen to us because things we want to manifest, it does the opposite. So, therefore, Panthers need to score early. If you score a goal early, and I think right now they're the more confident team going into this Game 7. Everything's on the line for the Bruins. You lose in the first round having a 3-1 lead over the Panthers. That is, remember when Giannis was talking about a disappointing season? The Bruins would have a disappointing season. And that's something that South Florida can take a lot of pleasure in knowing that you've given disappointing seasons, devastating seasons to the top seeds. Major disaster.
Yeah. So keep that in your mind, Bruins, as you go into this Game 7 and try to help that not motivate you to win this game. Anything you do wrong today is going to be under a microscope. But just as exciting. I'm not going to lie. I'm just as excited for Game 1 as I am for Game 7. Rivalry renewed. Knicks, Heat, PJ Brown, Charlie Ward.
Yeah, man. PJ Brown thinking he was Razor Ramon. Side super. Why? Because he grabbed Alonzo's leg? He's different. I like Van Gundy because he calls out the NBA for their BS. I got love for Stan. Dan, turn your mic on. That's what they're saying. I don't know. They said they can't. They're not hearing you on the YouTube. Maybe it wasn't. Anyway, I know you would have them for game one. Of course. It's the first game of the series, the feeling out process. You're thinking you're the hot team. Why not go into the Garden, steal game one like you sold game one? Well, you didn't steal game one in Milwaukee. You won game one in Milwaukee. I feel it. Okay, that's cool. I beg to differ. Think the Knicks will win game one tonight. This afternoon, take a 1-0 lead. Everybody's got adjustments to make, and then we'll see what goes on in game two on Tuesday.
Game one is where we're at today. Game one, Heat, Knicks. Julius Randle is going to play.
Yeah, more than likely to play.
But he does get it done. He's one of those guys I expect. He's going to go out there. He's going to give it a shot. And I respect that. I always say this. Whether you can play or you can't, at least give it a shot. You go out there for one play and say, oh, no. You know, start grabbing your ankle, start doing this. And okay, we're good. So, yeah, I expect him to play. But you know what?
Here's the thing. Everybody, we're all excited about the rivalry. But half these players don't even know. Most of these players weren't even born when the rivalry was going on in the late 90s and early 2000s. So, yeah, they're showing a video of Zoe, Timmy in 97 with PJ over the Knicks, over Ewing, side suplexing Charlie Ward. Then there's the 98 where Allen Houston hits the shot. And 99 when they also lost was it 99 or 2000 when they lost to Clarence Weatherspoon missing a game-tying shot in I believe game one or I think it was game one. He missed a shot. Well, some game in the series, but we're talking about old school rivalry. This hasn't been renewed. When they did play during the Big Three era, the Big Three gentlemen swept them. So I think right now, like the fans are the only ones that excited really about this more so than the players.
You do bring up a good point. Rivalries are sometimes more for the fans than the players because none of these players are really renewing any type of rivalry. Maybe they see it on TV, and I understand. They're all students of the game. But, yeah, they probably don't have too much bad blood against each other than they're both in the East Conference and, you know, they're trying to win playoff games.
Like, they know of the rivalry because, like, when they play the games, they see what happens. They know about it. But if you're talking about the full – they don't know the full meaning and full reasoning behind the rivalry.
Nobody fights in the NBA anymore. It's all pushing and shoving and
which is what's weird about the league. Oh no, we can't promote this type of rivalry and type of basketball, this brute and bully basketball. But now it's 23 years later. Oh no, let's show all the Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson fiasco. Let's show Charlie Ward getting side suplex by PJ Brown. Let's show all the near fights. He got tossed around, right? Side suplex him. I've never seen a sidewalk slam like that until that day. That was the first time that move was created.
Dolphins made some moves yesterday or this weekend. They drafted South Carolina quarterback Cam Smith in the second round. Texas A&M running back Devon Achane in the third round. In the sixth round, they selected Stanford receiver who will be converted to tight end, supposedly Elijah Hayes. And in the seventh round, they finally got an offensive lineman from Michigan by the name of Ryan Hayes. Of course, a slew of free agent undrafted rookies. Vlad, we're going to talk about that next segment. I'm not going to name any of them because, you know what? You have to make me talk about you. I'm not going to start talking about you then. We're going to talk about the next segment. Let's get some more stuff. Hurricanes quarterback Tyreek Stevenson. He was selected 56th overall by the Bears. Tight end Will Mallory was taken in the fifth round by Indianapolis. And DJ Ivey, he went to the Bengals in the seventh round. The Marlins, they defeated the Cubs 7-6 yesterday. Both Jazz Chisholm and Luis Arraez went 3 for 4, while Edward Cabrera struck out 12 in just 5 innings. Sweep City, baby, today at noon. Marlins, Cubs. Man, my favorite team against my most hated team, going for the sweep. Oh, I'm not going to say it's game 7 or game 1, but that does get me pretty stoked up, Vlad. My girlfriend, she's doing good.
So your girls are one away from getting a sweep?
Yes, sir.
How,
That makes me happier.
how excited are you? How excited will you be? Will you take a Heat victory over a Marlin sweep? So the
7 is over game 1, and yeah, so it goes game 7, game 1, Marlins. I'll be honest. You know what else got me stoked up last night?
what's that?
Inter Miami. Leo Campana.
Did they finally win?
He's a living, walking goal. He gets a brace, scores all 2 goals for Inter Miami. They go into Columbus, a team that had only given up 2 goals all season at home. They win 2-1 over Columbus. Oh, yeah, by the way, we played 2 teenagers last night, and we got the win. Leo Campana, welcome back and welcome home to the win. Yes, indeed. The Herons now face Atlanta United Saturday at 7:30. I want to talk about some NHL playoffs. Toronto. Oh, you want to talk about something else? It probably makes you happy too, Vlad. Toronto ended Tampa Bay's season last night 2-1 in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. Remember, we were making fun of them that they're what was it, like 11 in a row? Won a playoff series, but how many games in a row like they've lost game clinching series? 11, right? And they finally got it. They finally busted one.
To do it to the Lightning makes me so much happier. By the way, when the Cats win today, they'll be facing Toronto in the second round. Don't have to worry about Tampa Bay. See, I wouldn't be that confident if we were facing Tampa Bay in the second round, like last year, and a couple of years ago. But no, Toronto, we can do that. Also, I stayed up late. I don't know why. Edmonton, LA. Sat around and watched it. Edmonton won 5-4. They ended LA's season. Rangers pushed game 7 against the Devils, winning 5-2. Tonight, it is the Seattle Kraken versus the Colorado Avalanche. That is going to be a 9:30 game. Are you happy about the Rangers?
Very excited. They needed to win that. They won the first 2 and then lost the next 3, and they needed to win this game to force the game 7. It was great. The Garden was rocking last night, so hopefully that energy and vibes continue this afternoon. And it's good to see that both South Florida and New Yorkers, a lot of Northeastern, a lot of New Yorkers live down here. It's good to see that both their hockey NBA teams are in the playoff, and same thing with the Panthers. And Knicks are heat up playing each other. Panthers and Rangers have game 7s against. I think it's the Knicks. It's still the Knicks. Well, I mean, it might be Springsteen. He is the boss, but I think the Knicks is number 1, then followed by the Rangers, and then whatever celebrity is going to be performing that night.
So probably a little crazier because you get more natives and locals. When you have a band performing, it seems like a lot of people are like, oh, it's a destination. I got to go to Madison Square Garden to see Jack Johnson or Bruce Springsteen and stuff like that. But, man, that crowd last night, I give the Rangers credit. Give those New Yorkers credit. It was nutty in that joint.
Oh, they had to. They had to get excited. They had to pump up that team. The team was up 2-0. They were up 2-0 in the series and going back home, and then they lost game 3 in overtime. And game 4 and game 5, they also lost. And they haven't looked like the same team that they were in the first 2 games. But they won game 6, game 7 in Jersey. I like our goalie going into it. Same way with the Panthers. Panthers have to like their chances in this game 7 because, they have to love their goalie. No more Mr. Lion. Our boy Bobrovsky. And he's playing very, very, very well these last 2.5 games.
Yes. Okay, so if you're joining us on the YouTube Live or the Twitch page, 560 WQAM, 560 WQAM in South Florida, and the Odyssey app, a couple people are tweeting in. Matt says, Dan looks half awake. I'm all awake, baby. I didn't hardly sleep last night. I got some coffee in me, feeling good, doing great. Vinny 0690 says, can we get some day spa? That would be perfect. Vlad, I think we can do some day spa right now.
Right now, really?
or the day spa are too late, if you know what I mean. A Belgian extreme athlete will lock himself in a glass box for 15 days in order to help raise money for teens with addictions. Okay, no disrespect to teens with addictions, but don't give that man money. Don't give that man money. Lock yourself in a glass box. I'm not funding that. I don't know about you. Well, I know you're not funding that. But
You're damn right I'm not funding that. That's crazy. No, I'm not doing that. Good cause, though. Good cause.
teens with addictions, maybe their addiction. I could take that away, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about all these unsigned free agent rookies that are coming into the league. All of a sudden, now that the draft is over, everyone's making a big deal about it. Next, Vlad and I are going to discuss whether it's a big deal or whether it's not a big deal. It's not a segment. It's just us talking about undrafted free agents signing with numerous NFL teams. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Hey, want to see the ugly mugs that go along with our melodious voices? Do I
560 Sports WQAM. This is Sports Day early on a Sunday. It's like going to church. Take me to church right now. Get you ready for game 1, game 7. It's going to be like a religious experience. With my cousin Vladimir Lewisson. Vlad, I know you work at the Improv all over South Florida.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. Well, we don't know what the schedule is. You know, it starts at 5, right? 4? Okay. I do know Adele Givens is the headliner this upcoming weekend. So we do throw a lot of shows and events, and it's great that Peter's event, which will be this upcoming Saturday at 5 p.m. at Dania Improv. $20. Please go check it out. You know what? After our show, I would love to go check it out right before they heat Nick Game 3.
Improv.com. Of course, Vlad, you're usually working at the Improv either in Doral or Dania. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes. What are you more excited for? The game 7 or the game 1? Yeah. Oh, that's why I ask you. I'm not talking to your AI. You're more concerned about game 1 of a series than game 7 of a series. So you
Fun. It's cool. I don't know. I stayed up late last night watching Edmonton and LA for some reason.
maybe you needed to unwind, and that was the unwinding game.
It's the unwind. Yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of watching Sports Center and going back and forth. But no, I mean, there's so much on the line. Heat, Knicks. I mean, to me, growing up, watching those rivalry games and the grittiness of both of them, New York versus Miami, and now that I've lived here in South Florida, you know, there's that already inherent rivalry with New York because they've come in here and they raised rent prices and they got me kicked out of my apartment.
You're the 6th borough. It's all right. You're the 6th borough.
No, didn't have to deal with that in New Orleans, though. So nice.
Oh, really? No wonder I wasn't able to get together. So Leonard's copping those tickets every time I ask him, hey, yeah, look, can we get tickets? No, but I'll get you a credential. That's a different feeling with a credential. We can't really root. We have to be so professional. Yes, I want to cheer I want to be amongst the people.
Things when you sit, as we did the other day in the press area, you know there's people there that someone just got them a credential and they're total Panthers fans. And they're trying to hold back their cheering. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, cheer, man. Root. I couldn't do that. Like, I can't watch Heat Knicks and then have a credential. That's come on. That'd be painstaking. Like, come on.
Credit. I was like, yo, you going to the game Friday night? And he was like, yeah. I was like, you got credentials? He goes, no, I want to go as a fan, so I bought tickets. He straight up bought tickets.
And I always respect Solana for that because, yeah, you want to go as a fan. You want to feel that it is playoff fandom is something that's different than any other time. Like when you're in the playoffs, the fans take it another level. They bring it up. They bring it. They really bring it. And it really, sometimes you could see It helps the team. Sometimes the team comes out lackluster, no energy, no effort, and it's the fans. Case in point, Game 4. Jimmy's performance was great, but the fans never left Game 4. Even with the Bucks with the double-digit lead, fans didn't give up. They stayed. They believed in their team. And guess what? Once Jimmy when Jimmy hit that got that dunk off the Kyle Lowry steal, that place erupted. You haven't heard K-Center erupt like that since what, last season maybe?
And the fans made their run late because, I'll be honest.
Oh, we always come in late.
And I've said this. It's a different culture. It's not a bad culture. It's just different. And people say, oh, yeah, I heard you talking about this the other day, that you were back in New Orleans and fans take off a half a day so they can get to the game early and they watch the pregame and they do this and this and this. Well, why don't you like the Miami culture? No, it's totally different. It's just different. Different. And I do the Heat games. I'm doing the Heat game today. I talk to the guys. Hey, how's the crowd? 20 minutes before the game, 10 minutes before the game. Nobody here. I just don't understand why you would buy tickets for the bottom bowl that probably cost you $100, $200, $300 in the playoffs, and you don't go for the whole thing. You show up after the first quarter. Vlad, break that down for me, please.
If you get in there in the first quarter, let me know that you got caught up in traffic. Not because this is your right.
Somewhere like, say, New Orleans. New Orleans is a small, big town. Traffic is not as crazy. People aren't coming from, some people are coming from Palm Beach, stuff like that. But at the same time, the people that are far away, like in Baton Rouge from New Orleans, which is an hour and a half away, those are the people that are taking off a half day from work and going. I just don't understand why you would buy a ticket to a sporting event and then show up not for the whole thing.
Well, all right, who are we talking about? Are we talking, because I'm sorry, hold on, Dan. This is us now. This is the Cousins. We talking, we keep it a buck, right? I took you to some back roads to get to FLA Live, and we got it. We did, and that's including the 15-minute ride it took us to look for parking, right? But here's the thing, Dan. The question you ask, is it which gender? Is it the man? Is it the male that's there to just as a picture opportunity? Or is it the ladies that's usually there and they got to get ready? They have to be right because they're going to be on television. So maybe that's the reason why they get there like midway through the first half, maybe the opening minute of the second quarter, and then they got to look good and they got to get their drinks. And you ever notice at the halftime, the bowl is empty? Like empty. It takes them at least 6 minutes to get back from halftime back to their seats. It's about a scene in Miami.
And then this is any culture. And I'm not talking about South Florida. I'm not talking about New Orleans. I'm not talking about California. There is nothing worse. So let's say you buy tickets to a concert. I'm just going to throw out a couple of my favorite bands, like Silver Sun Pickups. And you ask your lady, hey, do you want to go to a concert? Yeah, I love the band. And then they play. And I mean, not really kudos to the band because that's not good. They hear the song they want to hear. That's it. You're done. Out. Nothing worse than that.
The one-hitter quitters. They just want to hear one joint and bounce.
I one time went to a Jet concert. I'll tell you, Jet. And I mean, Jet's not really around anymore. Australian man. They played "Are You Gonna Be My Girl" like the fourth song. Dunzo. No. Because literally, and you saw guys and girls sitting there. Are you gonna be my girl? I remember the owner of the venue goes, he said some words. I was like, yeah, because you could see the girls like, oh, that was awesome. Let's go. And no guy's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna stick around. We're just let's go. It's like I spent all this money, all this time, and they played the hit 3 or 4 in, and that's it. We gotta go.
Maybe. What about if you paid all this money to go to Coachella and find out like the headline is being canceled? Like if you went to Coachella this year and you wanted to go see Frank Ocean and realized that he's been canceled. That's messed up.
Your old lady, for some reason, likes one of these undercards, like really, really like early, like 3 p.m. She sees the band or the performer that she wants to see. Dude, you're done. At 4 o'clock, you're done. She's not sticking around. You're not sticking around for anybody. It doesn't matter how much you love Kendrick Lamar or the Killers.
I hope you have a lot of party supplies. You gotta bring party supplies.
I paid
$800 for these seats.
in parking and I just want to go. Okay. And what are you gonna do eventually? Mm-hmm. I do want to talk about this, Vlad. So yesterday, the past couple of days, we've had the draft, and of course, once the draft is over, once Mr. Irrelevant is announced, all of a sudden it is a flood of undrafted free agents. Couple of Miami guys, University of Miami guys, going to the Dolphins. DJ Scaife, he is going to be going to the Dolphins. Hey, guard, tackle,
Like it.
offensive line. You got another Mitchell Agode. He is going to the Dolphins. He is a defensive end from Miami. The other free agent signings that we've done, I'm not even going to call them out by name because you know what? This is my thing about free agent undrafted rookies. Make me talk about you. I'm not going to sit there and get stoked up about Nebraska edge rusher Garrett Nelson. Garrett Nelson, you make the team, you start making plays, I'll give you your flowers. But right now, like, really, if you're not good enough to be drafted, and I understand there are some diamonds in the rough, and I will talk about you to all ends of the earth. But until you make me talk about you, there really is no reason to get stoked up about any of these guys. Vlad, I don't know if you feel the same way. I don't know. To me, it's just they're undrafted free agent rookies for a reason.
They are, and with it, like we said yesterday when we did the 5-hour show along with Alex Dono, that the team is so loaded, man. If you look at the team on paper, the team is so loaded. So after the second and third round picks, after the drafting of the cornerback and then the running back in the second and third round, I really didn't. When we were doing the draft, I'm like, is this sixth rounder going to make the team? Is the seventh rounder going to make the team? I hope they really learn that they excel in special teams because that's the only way I really think you're going to make the roster right now. So if they can find some guys, undrafted free agents that may get on a practice squad or do some work during training camp, absolutely. They can always, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with adding depth and finding some untapped talent on the cheap. So if they do that, it's great, especially, and it's good if they keep the local talent. You know, the former University Miami players, if they get a chance, if they give them an opportunity, I think we love that. We always love when somebody from the college program joins the professional team.
I go online today, and it seems like all of a sudden Elijah Hayes, who no one knew about outside of maybe a couple Stanford.
I don't even think the tree knew about him in Stanford. I don't think the Cardinal tree knew.
Oh, breaking down Elijah Hayes and how when he transfers and goes from wide receiver.
You know what that is? You know what that is? This is when you know your team is good, right? Now you're looking for hidden gems, unlike talent, like that. Now this is what you look for. This happened with the Heat also. You know, when we're talking about the great undrafted free agents that the Heat signed and they developed them into great players like the Ike Austin and all that. Same thing here. You find a guy undrafted, you develop him, and he becomes a key contributor to a team that's trying to make the playoffs and contend for a championship. This is where the fan base goes crazy. You know what this is? This is hope. This is excitement. So this is where everything. Oh man, this wide receiver / tight end. Maybe that's the guy that's going to replace Gesicki and be the key for this offense. Oh, Tua's got an athletic 6'3", 230-pound receiver right now. That's just all hope.
All offensive line problems are solved. 7th round from Michigan, Ryan Hayes. We're good. Diamond in the rough. I could have said any name, honestly. You wouldn't. I mean, I don't believe I would have known. I could have said Jacob Hastings. But no, it's really Ryan Hayes from Michigan. I mean, Michigan was really good. Offensive line problems.
You always got to like an offensive lineman from the Big Ten, even though there's 14 teams in the Big Ten. I never understand that. Yeah, you know. Listen, we went Big Ten. My team went Big Ten. We drafted a center in the second round from the Big Ten, from Wisconsin. So you usually go to Wisconsin, Ohio State, in Michigan. But last time he did that, it didn't work out too well.
But I mean, like, let's not get too stoked up on 6th and 7th round picks, and especially not
Steals, Kuzan, steals, Dan. Like, hey, did the Niners think they were gonna find a gem like Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy that good, or is he part of a system?
Well, guess what? They found a 6th-round quarterback for that system to perfect that system, and it worked out very well to the point that Trey Lance is still being shipped out there.
I'll say this. Don't Giannis Antetokounmpo the 49ers. They still lost in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, they got the ass kicked because their quarterbacks were hurt.
I don't know. It seems like everybody that's played quarterback has won a lot of games in San Francisco.
Yeah, and you get hurt as well. Jimmy G, Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, Steve Young, Joe Montana. He took a knee.
All right. I like that. Up next, we're going to play a little something called What I Like here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Breaking news.
It fits right. It's on a Sunday. There's gonna be bloodshed today. Show your face, man. It's not my day. It's the day. It's not my day only. It's, today, obviously. Oh, speaking of days, shout out to my aunt and uncle. Shout out to my aunt Marie and my uncle Michael. This is their 40th anniversary. So we're having a celebration tonight at 5:30. So if you see Vlad all dressed up in the Coral Springs, yeah, that's because I'm out there celebrating my uncle, my aunt's 40th anniversary. So shout out to them. My tante and Monok. Tante Poupée, Monok Michel. Oh, yeah, Monok Canuck. I always love Mother Canuckers. All right, you know what I'm excited for? South Florida's excited for it. The rivalry's back. The feelings are restored. I loved you, bro. I loved you, but once 1 p.m. hits, we're not family. That's it. We're not family until the series is over. I'm shutting down people. Somebody's gonna have to buy the other person food from Duffy's, maybe Capital Grill with Leroy, some D&D with pause with Joe Rose. I got bets with everyone. Everybody's coming after your boy. I'm a one-man island. I'm a one-man army in this station. The feelings are back. Late 90s, early 2000s. I feel like this is when Miami was blowing up as a city. Everybody was coming down here. Heat, Knicks. Just take a listen to this. That's the feelings, folks. Those are the feelings. Those are the feelings, man. I remember when Allen Houston hit that shot. I was at Target, working at Target T920 in Pines Boulevard, going to the break room, seeing that shot. There was nothing worse than working an afternoon shift, especially in a like Target or Walmart, something to that effect. And you coming home, you got to open. You're the opener after closing, and you went out that night, that Saturday night, going into Sunday morning, and then you have to work and then get ready for that game 5 when Allen Houston shut down Miami Arena. And now we're back. We are back 23 years later. The K Center will be live and rocking Saturday. Are they doing a game 1 where you can go to the arena and watch game 1 at the arena? Okay. Yeah. If if they were, well, we would let you know if they would do a watch party type of situation. But this is it, baby. Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals, Miami Heat versus the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Tip time is 1 p.m. You could listen to the game starting at 11:45 with pregame show host Alejandro Solana, Tommy Todd, Jason Jackson. Is Amy going to be there? Maybe. With Will Manso. No, this is an ABC game, but well, I can give you some information on that. They're gonna have the pre and post games. Once the series gets into the second round, all games will be nationally televised by TNT or ESPN, ABC, Disney. Absolutely. I'm not. I don't want to talk about it because it's not like Bally's is going broke. They filed for bankruptcy, so I think they did make the payments to the Marlins and to the Heat, so they're all right. But yeah, well, that tends to happen when you have no money there, Dan. Or you're trying to avoid to pay. Excellent. This is it, man. Game 1, baby. This is this second round. I can't wait. The rivalry's restored. The feelings are back. There's a lot. Everybody down here is very confident that the Heat will win this series. They kind of overconfident, and I'm liking it. You're taking my team very lightly. Oh, what a great human interest story. How old is he? 13, you said? How old is he? How is he in his 30s? Is he in his 30s? Nah, you got to give up, bro. You got to give up. You got to give up. Sooner or later, you got to give up. Hey, you gonna have to do something. There's only so many times you can go to that nasty ass town, Podunk, whatever, Podunk, Mississippi. Oh my God, Wait a minute. Hold on. He's turning. He's 34. Oh, he's 34. He's 34. That's old, bro. Nah, he's old. He's old. He's turning 34 in May. Nah, you gotta go. Nah. You gotta go. You gotta go. Give it up, man. Give it up. Nah, he's gotta. That's it. You got all right, man. I'm happy. You got your shot. Now give it up, man. Go become a salesperson, or so now I don't know about sales some beer, but go become a financial consultant or something like that, because definitely 13 years of playing the minor league, you're definitely not saving money. You're not saving money. They just got a raise. Oh man, that means wifey's definitely holding it down with 2 jobs. I hope it was all worth it. Feel nothing.
All right, maybe is it better now? Let me know if it's better. I know if you're listening on 560 WQAM or the Odyssey app, you're probably saying, "What are you talking about?" But yes, if you're on the YouTube Live or if you're on the Twitch, are you hearing me now? Are you not hearing me now? Okay, it says that you are hearing me now. Apparently, settings get changed all the time. I don't know who. Okay, no, literally, I left here at 11 o'clock last night and was back here at 7 a.m. There was nobody else in the building. Who is switching? John Starks. Okay. Okay. So if you're on the YouTube, oh goodness, got John Starks video. So right now, if you're on the YouTube Live or the Twitch, let me know. Is everything kosher, as we say on no? Now that we're hearing no Vlad, so we're not getting Vlad now. So we're having no Vlad. Maybe Heat Nation is shut Vlad up. So okay, so you are one or the other. I hear Vlad, but you probably don't hear me. I don't know why I would not be heard at all. Barbarici, much appreciation from Richmond, Virginia, letting us know. Hear Vlad, but you don't hear Dan Day. Is that correct? Yeah. Somebody says we hear you. Okay, Kinson. Kinson says we hear you. I don't know. Ballers Central gives me a thumbs up. I don't know if that's because Heat or Knicks or because they can hear me or they can't hear me. I don't know. I don't know. So what we're going to try to do right now is continue to talk. And if you're listening on 560 or the Odyssey app, you got no problems. You're covered. If you are watching on the YouTube live page or if you're watching on the Twitch page, maybe you are having problems. Maybe you're not. Let us know. Send the comments. Nonetheless, let's get some headlines real quick with everything that's going on in the sports world. Panthers, Bruins, Game 7, 6:30. I got a feeling we're going to win this one. I'm telling you, Southport's got that vibe going right now. 8 seeds taking care of those 1 seeds. Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. Can the Warriors win another game on the road? Or is this the last time we're going to see Steph, Clay, and Dre together as a threesome? We called it yesterday. We called it. I still don't believe in the Nuggets. I still don't believe in them. But we all did. I think we all figured that they would win at home. But I think Phoenix is the better team. But they have no bench, Dan. Like, they have no bench. Damn. You're not believing in them? Now you're starting to moonwalk on the pick? And that's just one game. Don't be that guy. Do not be that guy. Because this is what I hate about the news cycle now. Let's use game one, for example. Whoever wins game one, we're gonna rip the other team. So we're gonna say game two is a must win for the other team. Oh my God. Say the Heat do pull off the upset. No, the Knicks are in trouble. Can the Heat win another game? And what happens if the Knicks are down 0-2 going into Miami? Or if it's the other way around, the Knicks win the first game, or they win the first two games. Oh, the Knicks have won. The Knicks have held home court. What is Miami going to do now in game three? Let's stop with that. It's every game. It's one game at a time. You could look good in one game, and you could look terrible the next game. The Bucks and Heat series. Game one, Bucks look terrible. Game two, they smacked Miami. Was everybody saying, "Oh my God, Miami's in trouble because the Bucks won game two"? Are they back to becoming the Bucks? No. They lost game three and game four. Every game is a different narrative. Let's not do that.
I don't have as much of a bench. I don't know. I'm still, I'm not gonna crawfish just yet on the Suns, but the Nuggets are better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. Murray said it last night. We know how good we are. I like that confidence. I like that a lot.
All of a sudden, that's your boy right now, huh?
I mean, I think Nikola Jokic is great, man. I've always liked Nikola Jokic.
You don't think he's the MVP this year?
No, I still think it's Embiid.
He's not. Oh, by the way, here's a headliner. Embiid might not play game one of tomorrow's Eastern Conference semis against the Boston Celtics.
No way.
How does he not play? This man tried to kick Nick Claxton's Wilson's through the uprights in the Barclays Center, and then all of a sudden now his knees hurt. He probably hurt his knee trying to kick that man.
It might have been. You got to be careful.
He went for the crane kick and he got crane kicked.
Doc Rivers said most likely not going to play. So maybe it's a weather balloon, but it sounds like he's severely hurt. And, and they might make the same mistake that the Ducks do with Giannis. Don't break in case of emergency. You might find yourself down a couple games. And you got to get the MVP out there and already too little too late. We'll see. Marlins defeated the Cubs 7-6 yesterday. Both Jazz Chisholm and Luis Arraez went 3 for 4. Edward Cabrera struck out 12. They go for the sweep.
We got to go to a game
today at noon. I'm gonna be there.
No. We're going to a game this week. We got to go to one of those businessmen specials because even though we work for businesses, we're not a business yet. Let's go to a Wednesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon business day special.
We'll see. I mean, I got a busy schedule. That's my.
I'm sorry, Kuzan. I'm so sick. For the Marlins, I'm willing to be your friend.
Inter Miami actually asked me last night as I was working the game. They go, "When are you and Vlad coming out to a game?" I said, as soon as we get a chance. The Inter Miami experience is great, and it was great last night. They were in Columbus, but they still won 2-1. Leo Campana, he had a brace. If you don't know what that means,
2 goals.
He had 2 goals. They won 2-1. They face Atlanta United Saturday at 7:30. I'm telling you, man, Vice City 1896 out there representing.
So is that 2 wins in a row for Inter Miami, even though we don't technically, but their first win in right, their first win in the MLS league in 7 opportunities.
If you want to be a soccer heady
aficionado,
technically they tied Miami FC, but they won in penalty kicks. But they advanced to the tournament. Miami FC was actually in the USL Championship against Oakland. Watched that game a little bit last night. I was watching a lot of dark, weird things last night, like Edmonton, LA Kings.
Did you see the Rangers and Devils game? And
I watched that.
A new quarterback was rocking some Broadway blues.
I did see that Aaron Rodgers was representing.
Dan?
Rubbing elbows.
I'm in love with him, man.
Okay.
First time I've been in love with a man other than my father. I think I'm in love with Aaron Rodgers. I say this with
tell him, don't make me fall out of love though.
I don't care about Aaron making me fall out of love. I'll take a 2-year tryst. If a 2-year tryst ends with a ring, it's all worth it.
Oh, it's all worth it.
I'll take a tryst. I'm in love with Aaron. I just wanted to say that.
However, Richie's saying Man City about to win that Premier League.
They did win that. They
killed Arsenal.
They killed Arsenal, and right. But here's the thing: right now, are they playing too well as they get into the Champions League semifinals against Real Madrid? Because I really believe Real Madrid has mind. They got mind control over Man City. They have mind control over a lot of European powers because
Chelsea got that number though.
Chelsea definitely has no. Chelsea cannot beat Real Madrid.
They did a couple years ago when they won the whole thing.
And then what happened last season? And then what happened this season?
Well, things are falling.
Okay, okay, the clock is right 2 times. A broken clock is right 2 times.
Well,
so Chelsea was they were lucky, but other than that, Real Madrid, they scored what 2-3 goals. What was it like 2 years ago when at home?
Benzema had a hat trick in the first half.
And they're playing very well. And they're not going to win La Liga, but they're playing very well. And they really look forward to Champions League. And I think they're going to surprise Man City once again. And I think we're going to get a Real Madrid Inter Milan Champions League final.
Wow.
Yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. Real quick though, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. I love reporting on this. Fukushima, Japan. It may be remembered as a town that had a nuclear meltdown, but it's being rebranded now as a top tourist spot for aliens. That's right, Vlad. Over the past couple of years, thousands of UFOs have been sighted in Fukushima.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all.
Likes to see a disaster.
Who hasn't seen? Japan's seen some disasters, bro.
But Fukushima, you gotta be happy for Fukushima.
Why? Because they've seen a disaster.
Because after that nuclear meltdown, they now can be known for something else. It's like an Area 51 of Pan Asia. I mean, aliens want to go. What do you want from me?
Well, I mean, what other place they can start anew?
That's true.
There's no actual people there.
Yeah, that's true. So they
don't got to worry about that. This is like finding a new land for them.
Aliens are so smart.
To the aliens, this is like the 1620s when they were finding colonies and everything like that. They were just discovering land. There's probably a Christopher Columbus of the aliens right now, telling the alien, hey, give me 3 space shuttles. Let's call it the Nina Pinta and the Santa Maria.
There you go. Oh, rivalry renewed. We're going to talk about our favorite rivalry moments, not just with the Knicks, but rivalry in general. Plus, we've got a couple of good birthdays to celebrate. That is next here on 560 WQAM. Hearing me. I don't know what's going on with the audio issues. We can never seem to get it right. Of course, our manager that does the audio stuff, no way they're coming in on Saturday or Sunday. So it's just up to Vlad and I to figure it out. But Vlad, you know what? We're gonna be okay. I think we should be good now.
We're all right. We smart.
I can hear now. Okay, hard to reach you. First of all, representing for Richmond, Virginia, also representing for us, coming through for us, letting us know that he can hear us.
Shout out to Richie in the 804.
That he gives us a hard time sometimes, but we got.
Oh, he's not fan with me right now. That's it. I only have 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 29 minutes of Richie liking me. He even look how he greeted me this morning. He said hello to everyone, and including Vlad. Like I'm just a black sheep of the family right now because I'm rocking the blue and orange.
Sergey's sleeping on us right now. He might literally.
No, he's literally sleeping because if he wasn't sleeping, he would be ripping us. He'll be ripping us. Oh my God, you guys! I can hear you off the air, or I can't hear you at all, guys. But shout out to Sergey.
All family here. All family here. Okay, we missed a couple of birthdays. We're gonna get into that in a minute. But what I do want to talk about is this rivalry renewed. And like Vlad said, most of these players probably don't even remember the rivalry, but there has been some crazy moments. Of course, PJ Brown flipping Charlie Ward, probably the moment that is that the most outstanding moment in the whole Knicks?
What do you mean outstanding?
Rivalry, the one that stands out most in your mind.
You know what?
Allen Houston's shot was good too.
You know what stands out the most? Crazy enough is Van Gundy holding on to Alonzo's calf muscle.
He's just an idiot.
I think
I am not a fan of Stan.
I think it would be
any of the Van Gundys. I think they're both not great coaches and not great announcers.
I love the Van Gundys. The opinions of Dan Day is only of Dan Day. I love Stan Van Gundy, Dan and Jeff Van Gundy. Got mad love for Stan because he's helping a brother out with an outside project. So
Oh well, I mean, yeah.
So shout out to Stan, but I believe Jeff, his brother, holding on to Alonzo Mourning's calf is the most, I don't want to say iconic, maybe standout moment of the whole rivalry. It all starts with Riley's first game back to the Garden after leaving the Knicks. I was looking back at that video, and it might have been one of the craziest moments in the Garden in a long time. It was. Am I going crazy when I said it? It wasn't like LeBron going back to Cleveland, but the Knicks fans were really, really giving. They were ready to give Pat hell that evening when he walked back to the Garden. That was the beginning when Pat left, and then obviously the side suplex by PJ Brown on innocent Christian, good, well-natured man. That is Charlie Ward, former Heisman Trophy winner. Charlie Ward did no man no wrong. He did no one no wrong. He did not a person wrong. And Charlie Ward got side suplex by PJ Brown, who was looking into his second career as a WWE wrestler, and just started a brawl. And 9 players from the Knicks team were suspended because back in the days, the Knicks would always get involved in some team fights along with the Heat or in the Pistons in the 90s, and they started the NBA rule of if you leave the bench every year, you automatically suspended a game.
I don't like that rule.
I didn't like that rule, and it came and bit us in the ass. Game 6, you guys won, and then Game 7, Tim Hardaway with an unbelievable Game 7 performance. Miami Heat beat the Knicks 4-3 in the 1997 Eastern Conference semifinals. 98. Well, was it 98 or 99? I believe it was 98. Oh, it might have been 99. One of the two. The Allen Houston shut down the Miami arena. Last game in the arena, and the Knicks and Allen Houston shut it down in a first-round upset, 8-1, 3-2. They went on to the NBA Finals where they
lost to the Spurs.
Lost to the Spurs.
It was Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
It was. And then 2000. Another Eastern Conference semifinals. Knicks, Heat, 7 games. Knicks prevail once again.
But all that changes this year. 7 games. Heat prevail. You can feel it. Playoff Jimmy getting it going.
Can we stop with playoff Jimmy? It's just regular Jimmy.
First
It's
of
just
all,
regular
no, it
Jimmy.
is. No, it is playoff Jimmy. He's
No,
on a
it's
different
just
level.
Jimmy. It's just Jimmy being Jimmy.
He's the best player in the playoffs right now. By far.
You're not getting any argument from me.
I mean, how can you? Look what he's done. And everybody that's saying this, well, that's not sustainable. He did it all last playoffs, and they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Final. So I don't want to hear this. It's not sustainable. He can't do that. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. It's not about if Jimmy can keep doing what Jimmy's doing. It's if Bam can do what Bam did last game. It's if Gabe Vincent can somewhat sustain what he did last game. It's not about Jimmy. It's about the supporting cast. Can they be great every game like Jimmy is every game? No. But can some of them be great some of the time, enough to get you by in a 7-game series? That's the real question, because I don't see Jimmy going out tonight and scoring 10 points. And I know you'd love that, Vlad, and you'd be dancing around and celebrating because the Knicks shut him down. Whoever's guarding.
No, it all
Who's
depends.
going to guard Jimmy tonight, by the way?
Oh, it's going to be a bevy of players. It's going to be Quentin Grimes to start off. We're going to get R.J. Barrett will be on him.
R.J. Barrett's a good matchup.
Nah, not really. Jimmy's going to abuse him and get him in foul trouble. But the matchup that Jimmy will be probably facing throughout the series will be Josh Hart. Josh Hart versus Jimmy.
I like Josh Hart.
Josh Hart is the glue guy to our team. Great pickup. Great.
Turn your season around.
Great.
When I say turn it around, you guys were okay, but you got Josh Hart.
No, we really became
a
more solidified, complete, better team. So it's going to be very interesting to see the matchup between him and Jimmy. I think we all saw the last game at the Garden where he went to go shake Jimmy's hand and Jimmy totally avoids him, ignores him. And he had to do I guess I don't want to look stupid, so let me give myself a pound because Jimmy left him hanging. So that's always funny. Jimmy's going to love to be the villain in the Garden. I think he's loving that role. He loves the heel role where he's only loved and respected in Miami by his home fans, but he wants to be the bad guy on the road. And I think that's the mentality that Miami has going into this game one. Just steal one in New York. That's all. Get one in New York like you did in Milwaukee, and then come back Saturday night for game 3.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. All you got to do is win one. Just win one, baby. You win tonight in New York or on it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it is game 1 Sunday afternoon, game 2 Tuesday night, and game 3 not till Saturday.
Saturday. Talk about a beat down drag out. Talking about dragging it out.
Well, who does that really benefit though, Dan? Who does that benefit? Does that then benefit the Knicks because they are banged up?
Worry about Julius.
Right, Randall getting 3 days off after playing 2 games in 48 hours. Is that going to be more beneficial to the Knicks, or is it going to benefit the Heat, who've been playing in playoff mode for the last month of the season and going into the playoff? They played 2 games of the play-in, so will that rest help them as well?
I'll be honest with you, one day doesn't make that much of a difference. Everybody said, "Oh, they're going to."
3 days off is long, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one extra day.
It's not really one extra day. It's 2 extra days. They usually play every other day.
One extra day in the playoffs.
Right. I mean, they played Sunday, they're playing Tuesday, but now they don't play again until Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. That's a lot of days.
Professional athletes, man. You got to go out there. You got to just take care of business. That's all you got to do. Playoff Jimmy will be there. Julius Randle, still wondering if he'll be there or not. I say he plays tonight. I think he at least gives it a shot. One of those things you got to expect. So we'll have to wait and see. Rivalry is renewed. Will there be a fist fight in this series? Vlad? No.
They're making too much money there.
Will there be a fist fight in any of these playoffs?
Between the crowd in the stands?
Oh, on the stands, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, was it Alonzo Mourning, Charles Oakley, and Larry Johnson throwing punches at each other?
No,
Did anybody land any of those punches?
No, NBA fighters, the NBA players can't fight.
Guys, they're tough, they're strong, but they can't land punches.
It's one of the weird things. It's like they really want to land a punch, but they know if they land a punch, the punishment that they would receive. Like, you don't want to Kermit Washington somebody. You don't want to get Rudy Teeth.
What was it, 1977?
Yeah, when Kermit Washington knocked just knocked him dead out. Just cracked his face.
Well, Malice in the Palace did change a lot of things too. Landing punches, not always a good thing, especially when it comes to basketball. So maybe we're better off without the fights. We like the fights. We enjoy the fights. But in the end, probably not the best thing, especially with the millions of dollars that are being made. So, all right, maybe no fights in this series. We're just gonna settle it on the court, as we say. Heat Knicks game one coming up 1 o'clock today. Pregame 11:45. Up next, we're doing a little something or nothing here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
AM 560 Sports W.
Slip and slide, take it to the house, Trick Daddy. There was a time in the world where Trick Daddy was on top of it all as the greatest hip hop artist
Oh,
in the game.
well, let's stop now. Let's
There was a short period.
all right, man.
Short.
Listen,
short
I love Trick Daddy. Okay, I love Trick, love the kids, but nowhere in any period of time was he ever considered the greatest hip hop artist in the world.
biggest hip hop artist.
No, nowhere he was considered the biggest hip hop artist in the world. I don't even think he's been the biggest artist in his own state. And this is not taking a shot, but a lot of guys have made boku bucks from this state.
No, it's just there was a short period of time. where Trick Daddy was the
Nah,
man.
Did he have a run? He had a run.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was the biggest. He might have been top 5 out there, but he was definitely he had a run. But we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna say that. Let's not lie to the people.
I'm not lying.
I think you lied to the people.
I'm not saying it was a long, extended period of time. I'm saying there's a short period of time where Trick Daddy was on top of the hip hop game.
Nah,
He's the most popular artist.
no. And this is not no New York bias going on here. No,
It's
he wasn't.
true.
No,
It's true.
I'm
True.
sorry.
I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time. I'm saying that
Hey,
he's
Trick
the
is a
hottest
legend.
Legend. Hottest artist at a certain time.
Was he hot? Yes. What did he have? Did he have a run? Yeah, he had a run. He had a good 6 month, a year run where his album every single was top 10 or top 20 and it was playing in the clubs. But biggest? Nah, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'll go there.
Nah.
I believe it.
Nah. Well, you can believe all you want.
I know it.
You don't know that.
It
You
was
don't know nothing.
all over 106 in Park.
And
Big Tigger doing big things.
and
Played all over the place.
so what?
Trina, Slip and Slide Records.
I know about Slip and Slide.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying I don't think you remember.
No, I
correctly.
do remember.
big.
I was there. All right.
and I wasn't. I'm too.
Okay, then I was there.
I'm too young.
All right. I was
just a
there.
kid. I'm
You was
just
a
a
kid.
kid.
I was outside. I was there.
For aging me backwards, I appreciate that.
Jeez.
Let's do a little something or another. But I'm going to ask you a couple things, let you know what's going on in the world, and you tell me whether it is something or nothing.
Let's go.
Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray, he's the best player on the team. They're just following his lead. Nuggets looked pretty darn good last night. Murray looked pretty darn good last night. Something or nothing.
It's something. I don't think the 2-time MVP should be saying that the most important player, maybe the most valuable player on the team is Jamal Murray. But and low key though, Dad, it's actually it's pretty accurate. I don't think he's their go-to guy. He's the guy that is gonna have the ball in his hand in clutch situations. We all know Jokic is a hell of a passer, just a triple walking.
I mean, he had 14 and 15 at halftime.
I don't want to say he's a stumbling triple double because he can stumble upon a triple double, but clutch shots they need the Jamal Murray from the bubble. If you get the Jamal Murray that from the bubble who was busting Donovan Mitchell's ass, and giving him hell, then maybe Denver has a chance to surpass Phoenix. But
I was going to ask you, is game one win something or nothing?
No, it's nothing because we all thought that Phoenix was going to win. Phoenix would lose game one. We thought Denver was going to hold serve in game one, but we figured that Phoenix will win.
Is it time? Kevin Durant, wake up.
Oh,
although he was balling pretty
well,
good.
they did.
Chris
Paul.
Great.
Chris Paul. Listen, they combined for.
They got outplayed.
They combined for 50.
Jokic and Murray outplayed them.
Murray and Jokic
outplayed them.
58 points, right?
Jokic
combined
20 and 20.
Combined, and
Jamal Murray was all over the place.
Devin Booker and Durant combined for 56 points, but they had no help from anybody.
Chris Paul after the game. Is there any way you could stop Jamal Murray? He goes, I hope.
Yeah, you better get Cliff.
And even
better get Cliff Paul.
Even Monty Williams goes, I don't think you can even guard against some of the shots he made tonight. It's just what do? You throw up your hands. You say, okay, better luck next time. Like it
literally was.
We kind of all saw it. It was going to be Denver's night, no matter what. You could feel it, feel it. It was happening. It was done.
They could win game one. I still think Phoenix will come back and get game two.
The Rams, they draft Toledo's DeJuan Johnson, 259th overall, Mr. Irrelevant, a D lineman. Is that something or nothing?
It's nothing. He's gonna replace Aaron Donald? Huh? He's gonna be the new Mr. This
I mean,
Mr. Relevant's gonna be relevant.
A lot of people want to say Brock Purdy, best quarterback in the NFL. Some people want to say if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, he would have won the Super Bowl. He was just irrelevant.
First of all, there's no way Brock Purdy's the best quarterback in the NFL. Okay, let's stop it. And second, you know why Brock Purdy's working very well? Because in the San Francisco offense, the number one guy is the head coach. Yes, Kyle Shanahan loves to be the man. He doesn't want a big ego quarterback. He wants his ego's the biggest ego in that offensive room. So yes, Brock Purdy worked out. I don't believe this gentleman. Good luck to him.
It seems like everybody's worked out except for Trey Lance for the 49ers. And that was a small sample size.
I'm just saying this Mr. Relevant is I don't believe will be on the LA Rams team.
Okay.
He has as good of a chance of making the team as Michael Sam had a chance of making the team.
Oh man. That's tough. All right. A bear was taken out of a Nevada tree the other day that used tranquilizer guns and a tarp so it wouldn't get hurt. Is that something or nothing?
Of course, man. Anytime a bear's on a tree and you got to use tranquilizers, that's always something, man.
Anytime a gun is involved, it should probably be something. Whether it's a tranquilizer or a BB, anything like that.
Okay.
Bears and guns. They're two things not to be mixed with.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Or the Memphis Grizzlies.
Well, they can be messed with.
Well, they mess with guns, and like LeBron James posted on his Instagram. If you hear that I'm going against a bear, please pray for the bear.
Why talk noise to an all-time?
Why poke the bear and the bear pokes back?
There's a couple people. It's like, oh, let's see. Who do I really want to talk noise to? Michael Jordan? Okay,
No.
Yeah. LeBron James? Okay,
No.
Yeah. Kobe? Okay, yeah.
No.
Shaq? Okay, yeah.
No.
Like, what are you doing?
You want to die. You want to have a short career. You want to be famous.
Okay. I'll take that back. I was gonna say one word: hubris. Also, famous. I want to be famous because we're talking about Dylan Brooks a lot more than we did before this.
Yeah, but we're laughing at him. We're not laughing with you.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at you. Ha ha.
Got embarrassed.
You're nasty.
Go back to Beale Street. A mother is mad at her 25-year-old daughter for going braless, especially in front of her own dad and brother. Is that something or nothing? I'm all for it, man.
Mom shouldn't interfere in that. I mean, she's got to let the pillows breathe. Let the pillows breathe.
Dad and bro. I mean, I'm sure they're like, oh goodness, but I mean, they're not looking.
No, she's just fluffing her pillows. That's all.
If you want to go braless, that's okay with me. I'm okay for braless. If you want to wear a bra, I'm okay for that too.
Do what makes you feel comfortable.
Exactly. I'm not condoning or condemning either one. I'm just saying, do your thing.
I'm comfortable with either decision.
A woman says her husband's name is Kale. They're having a son. They're taking it to the internet because they also want to name their child after a vegetable, but they want it to be something interesting. Is that something or nothing?
His name is Kale. The husband's name is Kale.
His name is Kale, yeah. I'm okay with the name Kale.
What's his last name?
I don't have all that information.
You don't want to be called Kale Kyle.
Kale Kale? Kale Kyle?
Kale Kyle? No, I don't want that. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing.
And last but not least, one woman, she feels disrespected because her partner seems to always care more about the dog. To make things more interesting, the woman is pregnant right now. Is that something or nothing?
Dog's more loyal.
And that right there is something or nothing. We'll be back with headlines. 560 WQAM.
Text line at 30.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
It is a day where Game 1 and Game 7 are just as exciting. Game 7, though. Woo. If you'd have told me 1 week ago, Vlad, we were sitting at FLA Live Arena that Boston and Florida, Bruins and Panthers would go to a Game 7, I told you, this year, I was down after that game. I was not high after that. Florida went out there and got beat up. And I'm not talking about just on the scoreboard. They lost lights. They lost everything that night. But they ended up like a phoenix, rising from the ashes. And now they've done is win since then. Past 2 games. In Boston, in here, South Florida, looking good. Now it's Game 7. As I always say, anything can happen. Sure, Boston's going to be good there at home. They're going to ton of regular season games, but guess what? That doesn't count. I mean, season games you win now. And this is Boston's time to shine. Stand on your head, and you're moving on to play the Maple Leafs. Because the Maple Leafs, for the first time in 19 years, have a chance in the playoffs. Anything can happen. What do you think percentage though that the Panthers win today? I know you're a little less optimistic than I am, Vlad. But what percentage are you giving the Panthers today?
I really do give them a good chance. I'm just saying that because obviously when I want something to happen with these teams, it never happens. So if I wish that they do win, maybe the opposite will happen. But no. After Game 5's victory in overtime against Boston, and the fact that every time Boston in Game 6, every time Boston tried to take the lead, would take the lead and try to pull away, the Panthers responded quickly and then just punked them. Like they literally that third period, they punked Boston. That game went from a 3-3, and then it was 4-3, 4-4, and then they took the lead 5-4, and then the empty netter to win the game, to make it 6-4. All the pressure's on Boston. They were the best team in the league, historic team, most points, most wins. And if you lose in the first round, that whole season was for naught. It meant nothing. It meant nothing. And they will be ripped tremendously in that Boston area, in the New England area. And they will be ripped by all the national media that covers the NHL, because they were the favorite. They were the easy favorite to win the Stanley Cup, and they lost to a Panthers team. They would lose to a Panthers team that everybody was questioning the coach, wondering why this team that was the best team last season struggled so much this season. And Coach Paul Maurice said that they are a playoff team. And you would not think that after Game 4, the game that we both went to last Sunday, a week ago today. And guess what happened now? We have a Game 7 at the Garden in Boston, 6:30 puck drop. You can listen to it on 560 WQAM at 5:30 with a local pregame show, and then 6 p.m. Our boy Doug Plagans and I believe Kevin Rogers maybe will take you with the pregame show, and the puck drops at 6:30. So you want to listen to playoff sports, playoff basketball, playoff hockey. Game 1 of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals and Game 7 of the Eastern Conference first round series in hockey. Listen to 560 WQAM. We got you locked down. We got it locked for all your playoff listening pleasure.
Just think about it. Not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but just think about it. South Florida can ruin Boston's sports dreams. Today, in the Garden, Game 7, Panthers in the Bruins' dream season. Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7, in the Garden, the Heat ruin the Celtics season.
What?
Wow.
You talking about next year?
No.
Oh, I mean,
In a short span.
yeah, I think you're talking about next season.
It could happen. Wow. won't stop all these people who want to live here. But wow, it would feel so good to go in there into the garden, both teams ruining their beloved team's season. It starts today, Game 7. I'm telling you now, I give them about a 68% chance to win the game.
They have all the pressure, the Bruins.
Oh, the Bruins.
That's what I'm saying. If the Panthers score a goal early, if they're up 2-0, 2-0, 10 minutes into the first period, there's gonna be a lot of tight sphincter. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of tight asses. I wanted to say sphincter, but there's gonna be a lot of tight asses in Boston right now. No chowders going through. None of that. Nah, they're gonna be very, very worried that their team, their beloved Bruins, will be knocked off in the first round by the 8th seed, by the team that got the wild card.
The momentum has shifted. The pressure has changed. The Bruins, they've got to be feeling it. Yeah, you're up 3-1 on an 8th seed. Shouldn't be in the
And had the lead in the third period of Game 6. Should have really finished the game, finished this series off in Boston. Lost in overtime.
And now
right now you're mentally scarred right now. You're mentally scarred. You're going into that game with a lot of pressure. We talked to Bill Lindsay yesterday on the 5-hour extravaganza, and he agreed. He thought that Boston is the team with a lot on their plate, a lot of stress on their they have to deal with because they were the number one team. When you put up numbers like this is why when Giannis was saying that thing this week with the reporter that he doesn't believe it's a disappointing season. I'm sorry. You could play that game. You could be technical about it. You could say the right things. But we live in a world where there are great expectations, and there's a lot of expectations on superstar players, and especially if you're a player that's won a championship or is the favorite to win a title. The Bucks were favored to win the NBA title. The Bruins were favored to win the Stanley Cup title. Right now, the Bucks are at home watching the second round series, and the Bruins are literally 60 minutes away from one of the most epic collapse in sports.
it's embarrassing.
One of the most epic collapse in sports.
Look, Giannis is from Greece. Maybe it's a different culture. I've been to Greece. I enjoy their culture. I enjoy that. Maybe that's the way they feel. Like what they said in Greece all the time, beauty is in the struggle. That's not the way we live in this country. That's not our culture. Beauty is in the victory, in the winning. And if you don't win, especially when you're supposed to win, it is a failure. That's why this country is as great as it is. Sorry. Like our goal said in Entourage, there are no asterisks in life.
Nope.
Only scoreboards.
Nope.
If you don't believe that, maybe you should move to Greece. Because in this country and in this culture, that's the way we are.
I respected it, honest. You came from Greece and you worked your ass off to become one of the top 3, if not best player in the NBA, 2-time MVP, and you're an NBA world champion. But guess what? When you accomplish that goal, there's still more accomplishments you need to do to solidify your legacy, to solidify your career. Same thing with the Bruins. Bruins, in your mind, you think we thought they should have taken care of these Panthers on their verge of making a historic run to the Stanley Cup. So if they win the title, there will be a lot of comparisons. It's just the best hockey team we've ever seen. You struggle against the Panthers, or you get eliminated against the Panthers. Nobody gives a crap about your regular season. That's the bad thing about this. We watch the regular season. We watch 82 games to put these teams on a level, put them on the table. Are they the top of the food chain? The Bruins were the top of the food chain all season in the NHL, and they're about to lose to the Panthers. You lose to the Panthers first round, big disappointment.
Regular season, though. Having a regular season, winning President's Cup and all that stuff, that is important. That is cool. That is a fun ride as a fan. But it is a disappointment if you don't make it happen in the postseason. So I never discount a great regular season because that is a fun, good ride. But at the same time, if you have something memorable in the postseason, it's just a huge...
But Dan, does anybody really remember the regular season? Nobody goes and remembers. No, Dan, you remember the postseason because... Okay, we covered them, so we remember them, but they lost in the second round. That's what I remember. They lost in the second round to the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's what I remember about last season. As much as we don't really think about the regular season once the postseason happens. You play to win the games in the regular season to compete in the postseason. No, because the regular season doesn't mean anything. No, it doesn't. And that's why they sit out games and they rest because they know the regular season doesn't mean anything. It counts for nothing. It counts for your positioning. That's all. But there's certain teams you expect to be in the postseason, and what they do in the postseason is what matters.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is to totally discount a regular season is wrong. We take stats, we keep score, we keep records. To say it doesn't mean anything. It does mean something. MVPs, the regular season means something.
Right, and what happens?
I said it's a disappointment.
You win in a regular
season.
Guess what? You win an MVP in the regular season, Dan, and what happens? Did you win the NBA Final MVP? Did you win the Stanley Cup Final MVP? Did you win the NFL? Did you win the Super Bowl MVP? All of that is great. The final the final goal is to win the championship.
What I'm asking you is that to say the regular season means nothing, that's not true. Can you at least give me that? That it does mean something. It is a good ride as a fan, as a player. You keep these records, we keep these. So the people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Well, then why don't you just do like what other people do, like like the Olympic swimming? You swim jobbers to get you into the Olympics. You guys there. No, like you have to count something during the regular season. So I'm a believer. Yes, the postseason is what counts the most. But to just discount a regular season, which some people do, maybe callously, I think that's incorrect.
Heat fans, if you guys are Heat fans right now, if the Heat beat the Knicks and get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you think the Heat fans cared about the regular season?
Yes, the Heat fans do care about the regular season.
No, they don't, because what they're telling you is that this is not the same team from the regular season. The Heat didn't care about the regular season. They were looking for the postseason. That's when playoff Jimmy. You don't hear regular season, Jimmy.
Well, regular season don't
now
count.
I hear
Why do we watch
playoff
the games? Why do we watch the games? Is my question.
To get a great gauge about how you think your team can do in the postseason. If there needs to be any adjustments, maybe tinker with the lineup, tinker with the roster. That's what you're doing. You compare yourself to the other teams. We're all comparing ourselves to the champion. All right? We're all comparing ourselves to the champion. The only sport where the regular season counts is football, whether it's college or NFL. That's when the regular season counts. You know why? There's only one game a week. When you're able to play 3 games or 4 games
why not
for the
the
week,
NBA and the MLB and in all other leagues? We just play 12 games and then we'll let everybody else decide. Why not? The regular season doesn't matter.
it doesn't. Why do you think they're trying to implement tournaments now?
So let's shorten up every season. Let's do 12, 17 games.
You think fans would care about? You think fans would be upset with that? Fans would love it.
So if the Heat only played 20 games a year, they would love it. Heat fans would love it. I know the Heat wouldn't love it.
If it's 20 games,
I know Alejandro Solana, Tommy Tighe, Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert, who are going to be on the air soon. They wouldn't love it. But you're saying as a Knicks fan, as any type of fan, 20 games is fine with you. Doesn't matter because the regular season doesn't
if
count.
that's the regular season, if that's the games they have to play in the regular season, 20 games is not a problem. We all know going to the season if your team is playoff capable or not. And after a while, when they've shown you a consistency that the Miami Heat have always shown, they've shown a consistency of making the playoffs and competing for a championship. That's what Riles is all about. That's what Spole's all about. That's why Jimmy's here. When you're just trying to get to the postseason healthy and with continuity. And once you get there, no matter what, no matter how you get there, once you get there, you let it ride. That's why nobody cares about. That's why I can say nobody cares. Get 2 craps about the regular season.
As a fan, I give a crap about the regular season. I like the relationship that I have with the players, with the coaches, with everything that's going on. I wouldn't know half of what I know about Josh Hart, your Knicks point guard, if I didn't watch every single Pelicans game he played at.
But you're a Pelican fan, so you're going to focus more on your team. Like the same way people that's down here, they know the Heat squad. So they can question.
So you don't like the relationship you make with a team over 82 games or over 162 games. I love Brian De La Cruz. He's kind of gotten cold lately, but nonetheless, I'm
always going to be in a relationship
with a team and certain players.
Guess what?
And to say that the regular season doesn't count is taking away that.
I'm always going to be in that relationship. I'm always going to be in that relationship with the team because I love the team. I'm always with the team. Players go, but the team doesn't. The name changes, but the name in the front doesn't. So I'm always going to be with that team. And whatever they do, because I follow the sport or we follow the sport, we know, hey, what the team needs. So if the team goes out there and get the needs for the franchise, we're going to be excited. Same way everybody got happy when they got Kevin Love. I'm the one that said, Kevin Love's not going to do anything. But what was the narrative? No, Kevin Love is a championship forward. He's going to bring presence. He's good for the postseason. I didn't think that. And for the most part, I was looking right. Then 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden, Kevin Love is playing like Kevin Love again. So what does that mean? It means that they made the proper adjustments to add to the team, to add value to a team that they still think can compete. And when you do that, you give the fan base something to go crazy for. The fan base doesn't care about the 82 games right now.
I do. When it comes to sports, I like a relationship. I like to see my guys or my girls go out there, play, see how they play, the ups and downs of the season, ride or
I don't
die.
need a long, painful regular season. Give me the short sweetness of the postseason.
Doesn't it make the postseason that much sweeter that you have the whole season to grow?
I don't care if I'm 41-41. If I get in the postseason and just win 16 more games, I'm happy. Nobody's going to care a crap about what happens in game 43. Nobody cares what happens at Salt Lake City.
Nobody.
No.
So you don't say, man, at our lowest point, we lost to the Bucks by 20. I never thought we would make the playoffs much as beat the Bucks. In the playoffs. But look what we did. We beat them 4-1.
What day was
Wow.
that? What day was that? What day was that?
something.
What day are you talking about when you lost by 20 points to the Bucks? What day?
It was on a Saturday.
It was on a Saturday. Look what you're saying. But if I ask you, did Jimmy Butler score 56 points? You're going to remember that day, the night, and the game. Why? It happened in the postseason.
It was a Monday.
And it happened in the
Was it a
postseason.
Monday? I can't remember.
It was a Monday, and it
Okay.
happened in the
See,
postseason.
you proved your point wrong. But
No,
I don't know. It's a
It
Monday.
happened on a Monday, and it was in the postseason. You can tell me about any type of 20-point
Right.
loss during the regular season. I'm not going to care.
Couple it up and say, look at all the ups and downs. Look at that. We thought the Bucks were just a better team. Giannis barely played against us, and when he did, he had a triple double. And then all of a sudden, we get into the playoffs, and everything just all of a sudden changed. And that was like so great to be at that point where we thought there was no way we could even beat the Bucks with or without Giannis. And then we go in there and we won.
You won and you beat Giannis too, you know.
Hmm?
You know you won and beat Giannis too. You beat it. So the narrative of the Heat are beating the Bucks without Giannis playing after beating Giannis when he played two very good games.
Like I say,
So-
during the regular season, we felt as though we couldn't beat them even without Giannis. So now we went in there with and without Giannis. And beat them.
So right, so does the regular season count when you lost to without Giannis? No, nobody cared about that. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, you guys lost games without when Giannis didn't play. You guys got blown out by that. No, nobody cared about that. Same way nobody cares about the fact they lost game 2 by 20 points. Because you know why? The end result was the Heat won in 5. Gentlemen sweep. They're moving on to the second round. Nobody's caring about the regular season. Nobody's caring about the fact they lost a playing game to the Hawks. I can bring that up. It's facts, but they don't care about it right now because you know what they care about? What's happening present. And what's happening present right now, they're about to take on the Knicks in game 1 of the second round of the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Maybe I'm starting to agree with Giannis more in the Greek culture. Beauty is maybe in the struggle. Maybe I do like the struggle. Maybe that's where all the beauty comes from. Oh, still think that they had a failure of a season.
Okay, then. So then, exactly. Look at what. So how are you going to ask that question? And you're basically backing me up and saying that.
No, I'm not. I'm 100% disagreeing with you.
But you just said the Bucks had a disappointing season, correct?
Yes.
Why is that? But
Because their regular season, which I'm taking into account, which I says count, which I think is important, was great. Their postseason was terrible.
but they won
Put them back
59.
to each
But
other,
they won
disappointed of a
50.
season.
What? They won 59 games. You don't think the fans in Milwaukee is going to be like, oh, we won 59 games? Are they going to be talking about that? Are they going to remember the 59 games that they won in the regular season? Or are they going to remember that they just
If
got
they only
jet?
won 41 games, would it be a disappointing season if they lost the first round of the playoffs? No,
No, because they
because the regular season
because
counts.
they weren't the one seed. No,
Doesn't count.
because they know it doesn't count. It doesn't
Well,
count.
So why is the Bucks season so disappointing? Is it because they're a really good team and they lost the playoffs, or because they had such a great regular season and then they just got washed out in the playoffs?
So in full context, they are a former world championship team from 2 seasons ago, and they got the number 1 seed this year. So then therefore they were expected to do something that they already done, which is win a
And
championship.
how do you get the number 1 seed?
You win games. But then, okay, here's another point. Does anybody care about the Lakers season right now? Or is everybody excited that the Lakers are going to the second round? We could play it both ways here. That like you could do this.
I do.
Okay.
Lakers all year long.
And right. And do you care about that Laker team in the regular season, or are you more concerned? You're scared about this Laker team in the postseason right now?
I'm not scared.
Phoenix, the team that we like, that a favorite, right? They've struggled throughout the season. Once they made the trade for Kevin Durant, what are we talking about? Are we looking at the key Phoenix team that played all those games and we're struggling? Or are we talking about the team that's played the last 14 games with Kevin Durant, including the playoffs? Regular season really, I'm sorry. I know it's all there for seeding and positioning. But if you know that your team is really good, you just want your team to be healthy in the playoffs and be able to compete. That's it.
Probably just get rid of the regular season and
minimize it.
Let's just get rid of the regular. I mean, let's just get rid of the regular season.
Minimize it
and just make everything a playoff.
Minimize it.
No. Everybody makes the playoffs. We just see them on how they look on paper, and then we play it out like that. That's what we should do. That's the American way. Regular season, if it doesn't count, nobody cares. Why are we playing it? I don't know. Let's just make everything a playoff. Let's do that now. I'll be fine by me. We need to talk about Game 7.
They're going to do a tournament soon.
Panthers, Bruins, Game 7, 6:30 tonight. Let's see what happens. Heat, Knicks. Feels like Game 7. It's really just Game 1. NBA playoffs. There is a real Game 7 in the NBA today, though. Kings, Warriors. It's been the most exciting, at least for me, series in these playoffs. That is today at 3:30.
Can't wait.
I mean,
Can't wait. We'll break it down more after the break, but I can't wait when we give our final predictions.
And then Nuggets, they had the Suns, which we predicted, and 125-107 lost in Game 1. That's about as close as the game was the whole time. The Nuggets made it a no-doubter. But now they're starting to make doubts. Just a little bit. Hurricanes quarterback Tyreek Stevenson was selected by the Bears. Tight end Will Mallory in the 5th round went to Indianapolis. What, DJ Ivy? He's going to be a team or at least have a chance to be a team. He was drafted in 7th round. Marlins. They always make it close. 7-6 yesterday. They beat the Cubs. Jazz Chisholm. Luis Arias. Luis Arias. Looking like the batting champion once again. For the sweep of the Cubs today.
Tell Julius Randle to play, bro.
He's not playing?
Yeah, he's supposedly.
Oh, really? I didn't know that he was out. They said that he's out?
Well, just tweeted out 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Here, Miami won. The losing streak is over. Yo, come on, I got a brace. There were 2 goals. Columbus 2-1. They're going to face Atlanta United Saturday at 7.
All right, we got breaking news. Apparently, Julius Randle will not be playing Game 1. He is not in the lineup Game 1 for the Knicks. Maybe if he didn't get hurt playing that the 77th game of the season, maybe he would have been healthy for the playoffs. But no, I don't believe Julius Randle. This is tweeted by a Woj bomb that Julius Randle will be missing Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals.
We're going to talk about predictions next segment, but let's go to the real quick. A British man recently found a sex dungeon under his house that was full of old books. Of course, no surprise that a British man has a sex dungeon, just that's full of books. British people love sex dungeons.
They're into weird places, man, and weird things.
So you gotta read, I guess. All right, we're gonna have our predictions next and get you ready for Heat Knicks Game 1 and right here on 560 WQAM.
Hey, want to see the ugly mugs that go along?
Closing things out here on Sports Day, leading me up to the Heat pregame. Alejandro Solana should be in here at around 11:45 Eastern Time.
So you're listening on the Odyssey app around the world, or watching us on YouTube Live or Twitch. Of course, if you're listening on 560, Alejandro Solana will be in soon as Tommy Ty going around. He's got a pregame for you. Going to be on your call, and then Tommy Ty and Alejandro Solana get your postgame. Then we're going into Game 7. Panthers, Bruins. Predict these games in a minute. We got a bunch of other little things going on today, so why not get into those first? Then we'll get to the big enchilada. Oh man, Kings and Warriors. Of course, the Warriors. They have a pedigree. They've been there, done that. Been in big games, won big games, won championships. The Kings. They haven't been playoff stuff 17 years. They got a game 7. They actually won a pretty good game the other day at Golden State to get them to this game 7. I got to dance with the girl that I brought. I got to keep riding with the Kings. It feels like the youth and the talent will overcome the Warriors. I got the Kings winning by about 6 today. Vlad, how about you?
Wow, by 6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's going to be free throws. Yeah, it's going to be nip and tuck for the most part, but I think they got it, 6 points.
I'm going with The Last Dance, man. I'm gonna ride it one more time. I'm gonna ride my car one more time. You know that car that you love, you've had for a long time. You take it out, just one more time. Just get me to my home. Get me home. Get me to my point A, and then get me back to point B. I'm gonna go with the Warriors. I think the experience, the championship experience, and I think this is like their last dance. Clay, Steph, Draymond. This is their last dance. And I think the league really wants to see a Lakers-Warriors second-round series. I'm going to go with the Warriors by 4.
It really is funny that you say that because you're kind of seeing a mirror image in
the NHL. Colorado Avalanche, Seattle Kraken, Colorado Avalanche champions. Seattle Kraken, expansion team for the most part. This is the
second season, yeah.
3-3, Game 7 tonight at 9:30.
Going with the champs.
That's tough. Okay, well, I'm just going to stick to the bit, and I'm going to go Seattle.
Why not?
Hey, go with the Young Bucks. Go with the Young Bucks.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to feel as though Colorado
experience, the talent, and everything like that. It seems like Seattle been the better team in this series. 9:30 tonight. I'm correct. Why not? Let's go with some shocking craziness in this world. But yeah, man, that's interesting. And Seattle kind of had them rights too in Colorado. That's that experience, man. So you got to mirror Game 7 at 3:30, Game 7 at 9:30. Ooh. Marlins today, they played the Cubs.
Are you going to sweep Trevor's team, man? Trevor went to every game this series. Him and his dad.
I worked all week.
I get that. So is that retribution? Your team sweep your girl sweeps the Cubs.
I like the relationship I'm in. I do not like Cubs. I have family from St. Louis, so you know right there. I'm a White Sox fan. Southside baby to the day I die. Let's see. Let's get Marlins. Luis Arraez has been hotter than a $2 pistol. He's got like 448, something like that. I got the Marlins doing it. Sweep the Cubs up. All bets are off next week. The Marlins are going to lose to everybody. But I'm just saying right now, Marlins get that sweep today. Let's start just a little while. Noon.
Oh, we get a nooner.
And me and my girlfriend got a nooner playing.
So you have a nooner, and then you have a 1 p.m. and then Panthers at 6:30. Heat at 1 p.m. In South Florida, you have a day today, man. You have a day today.
Great day. Oh, man. Okay. Let's get into it now. Let's start with Game 7. In the God.
Boston.
Greatest regular season of all time. Panthers. One of the most frustrating regular seasons of all time, at least for us. We've been building for this all year long. Paul Maurice, this is your chance to prove to me that you weren't just trying to sell me something, that you really did mean it, and you really were building to something. Playoff hockey, not regular season hockey, not flash and bam, but grind it out wins. Anything can happen in a Game 7. That's what everybody says. But as an 8 seed, that's all you can really ask for. Tonight, Vlad. Game 7.
4-2. Panthers win.
Oh, wait, you changed your mind.
I'm done. Because you know what? Every time I put something on the head on the clear feed, the clean feed, the StreamYard is actually happened. So I haven't really posted it on my headline right under our social media handles, at Dan Day Radio and at Vlad 2078. I usually put, hey, they're gonna win. I'm not gonna do it now because obviously you know what I put on my headline right now. It's all about the Knicks, but I think the Panthers win. I think the Panthers win, score 2 goals early in the first period, and they hold on to an unbelievable charge in the second period, and in the third period, I believe they add another goal to give them a 3-1 lead. Boston scores another goal to make it 3-2, and then they scored an empty netter. Boston loses to the Panthers 4-2. Panthers move on to take on the Maple Leafs. Big upset, one of the biggest postseason upsets in NHL history, and one of the biggest postseason victories in Florida Panthers history.
4-3.
Overtime. Panthers win. Sorry, Boston. We're taking you guys out. Our 8 seeds are better than your 1 seeds. It happened with the Heat. It is now going to happen with the Panthers. You asked me a week ago, you were in FLA Live Arena. If I would have said this, I would have told you hell no. But things change in a week. I'm malleable. Vlad, I'm malleable. And you know what? I really do believe these Panthers are going to win.
And now, as we get ready, game 1.
Let's go, baby.
Heat versus Knicks.
It's over, baby.
No fist fights, unfortunately. All baby fortunately. At least not on the court. Maybe in the stands.
Oh, they're gonna be fights in the stands.
Oh goodness, count me out of that. All right, Vlad. Game 1. First of all, is game 1 really, really important? Is it necessary, or is it just one team's going to be up 1-0?
I think it's now if with Randall not being not playing, I think it's very important for the Knicks because they lose and if they lose game 1 and they lose pretty bad, might rush Julius into coming back for game 2, and maybe he's not fully healthy, but he's gonna feel he has to come back sooner. But the Knicks win game 1, maybe they don't have to play him in game 2, and then he may have a full week off and be ready for game 3 in Miami on Saturday.
Very similar to one that we saw recently. One Heat Bucks series. Star goes down, can't play.
Yeah, but at least this star was hurt before the series, not during the series.
He's not favored.
And all of a sudden, it's 4-1, and the Heat
move on.
Knicks win tonight, baby. 99-88.
99-88. It's not 1992 anymore, bro.
Hey, none of these teams can score right now in the postseason. Both teams were struggling. Well, except for the
Jimmy.
I'm expecting the regular season Heat to show up.
I'm not. I'm expecting a Heat win. I'm talking 120 to 150. Miami Heat beat the Knicks, and the Knicks can look a lot like the Bucks in the headlights. Huh? Julius Randle better start warming up that ankle.
Jalen Brunson, baby.
I like Josh Hart too, but
Josh Hart and Emmanuel quickly will have a big game tonight. IQ is the key for the Knicks in this series. The same way I believe the Caleb Martin is the key for your Miami Heat.
Knicks face after game 1 night.
Now we're gonna be celebrating. We're gonna be celebrating. We're gonna celebrate.
Okay.
Celebrate, baby.
You'll celebrate. Alejandro Solana got the free Heat for you in just a few minutes. Tommy Ty, Jason Jackson, the whole team going to be making it happen. Who will be celebrating tonight? We will find out. Right now, I know Vlad and I, we got things to do. So thank you so much for listening, so much for watching and hanging out. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Breaking news from AM 560 Sports.